This is video entry number 2 on the 17th of August, 2014. Over the past 3 weeks, I have got back to Sri Lanka, so I'm back from the US, and I hit kind of a spot where I wasn't sure how I was supposed to proceed onward and continue on. It was kind of a blank spot, and I wasn't sure where to begin or start the project, and because of the time that I'd planned, I didn't think I'd be as busy as I was, and I didn't think I'd be able to not follow my plan to that extent, but I wasn't able to follow my plan the way I thought, and which caused me to change when things were going to be due and change the style in which I'm planning on doing it. And so over the past 2 weeks, I decided to start by finalizing the way I want my pages to look in my journal. This is my journal right here. This is the final one that will have the sketches and everything in it right here. And it's going to have all the things from this journal recorded nicely in it. And I wasn't sure how I wanted my pages to look. And there were a lot of different ways I could do. I could type it, I could handwrite it, I could sketch it on a separate piece of paper, I could sketch it in the book, and I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to take. And I thought this was important because when I go back to my global context, scientific and technical innovation, I'm supposed to be creating using science as a tool through which I can learn about how to interact or just learn about my natural world. And for that reason, I believe that since it is a tool for communication, that the pages need to, and the design that I follow need to be able to effectively convey that. And at the same time, be easy for me to do and most effective in the time that I'm given so that I can manage my time well and I can get everything that I need to get done in a certain amount of time at a good standard of quality. So what I decided to do these past 2 weeks is design 3 different page designs, actually do them in this book, look at what they look like, see how they look, weigh the pros, the cons, the limitations, the benefits to each of them, much like the design cycle in technology, and essentially decide on which one I think looks the best for the project that I'm doing. So my first design was just handwritten. My second one was just typed text, like this. And then my third one was a mixture of both, typed and written. And what I finalized my decision, and I'm going to go with just all typed. There were several reasons, and you can refer to my pros and cons, limitations, benefits section below, but or in the next entry. But the main reason I chose it is mostly because of actual time. It's easier for me to type. It's easier for me to correct spelling, make sure I have good grammar, make the writing would look clear so there's no handwriting, problems. And again, going back to the global context, it's a tool, so it needs to be effective in conveying it to different audiences, and people need to understand it well enough. And so that's one of them. And then also another pro is that it's easy. It's easier to just type it, print it, and I can stick it in. I won't have to take time making my handwriting look good or trying to do all of that, and I can spend more time on my sketches. So I think in the end it will allow me to make a better piece of work. So that's what I've been up to. And now that I've decided what I want to do, I can proceed onwards to my plan now. My adapted plan is to type up all the entries by the end of August, all of them typed up, and then I'm going to have them printed, and I'll cut them out. I've decided to use creative scissors instead of just so that it looks a little bit nicer. I think that's important, that it also looks attractive to the audience. So that's my plan right now, is to get everything typed so that I can print it and then I can start. And at that time, I think that's the majority of the work because I already have all my sketches done. So I think that's the majority, and then I can just focus on cutting it out and sticking it in the journal, making it look good, and my goal is to have the journal complete by October 1st, and I think right now that is doable. I will make sure to update myself and my process journal at the time in which I've typed if I have come across any problems or if I decide on doing a different design or plan.